All right. I want to do a video on a very important, relevant subject. The fact that this is to all my fellow Americans. Well, former fellow Americans. Although, while I do still consider myself American, I am no longer an American citizen. Okay? And this is what I want to talk about. Why I'm doing what I'm doing. Why my family is separating. I mean, it's so much more. Even if it wasn't Biden, a Roman Catholic in the White House, a complete reversal and trampling of our heritage, even if it wasn't for that, even if it wasn't for the 3 decades now of failed, pointless wars where countless lives and money, where countless lives were lost and countless money was wasted between Vietnam, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and the half century of all these corrupt, pointless, these wars of greed, the fact that demonstrating that America is ran by warmongering terrorists. Okay, but let's put all that, all those deal breakers aside. Okay, let's talk about the fact that, hey, stop barking. Let's talk about the fact that to be an American is to literally be robbed at every angle by taxes that don't represent you. Okay, now take me and my family, for example. Okay, we don't have kids, and we're not going to have kids. We're in the last hour, folks. The economy is literally collapsing. This is no time to be raising kids. Now, we own property. Okay, now the federal government of the United States of America, they believe they have the right to come in and take a piece of our property, the property tax. That's a form of legalized theft, folks. And that's not the only form. It's everywhere you look. But the property tax does not represent us, folks. It mostly goes towards the public school system, which we don't support anyways. Even if we did have kids, we'd be privately educating them, not putting them in that horrible, godless, seriously deficient education system, which is really just a glorified daycare facility and indoctrination camp. That's why it's free. Healthcare isn't even free, folks. Think about it. The property tax. Yeah. We refuse to pay it. We are not paying it because I'm not going to give someone money because I own something, folks. All right, and them taxes do not represent me. I have absolved my U.S. citizenship. We have separated. We have publicly declared our separation. We are starting a new nation. So these taxes. So we're not paying taxes to DC to them anymore. But even if we were an American citizen, okay, a property tax would not represent us. But they demand it. That's legalized theft, folks. Okay, then you look at you can't even work in America without being robbed. Okay, if someone needs help with plumbing and I go help them and they compensate me for that plumbing, for that work, that service, that skilled service in monetarily, cash, that's between me and him. That's my business. That's me and him, his business. That's my business. No one has the power or authority. No one has the authority to step in and demand a piece of that pie, of my pie. Okay, but the income tax, that's another example of legalized theft. And if you're a slave to the system, if you're part of the system and you're not independent, that's automatically taken from you. It's a legalized theft. It's ridiculous. You don't even have a choice in the matter. Even if none of those taxes represent you, they still take it. That's why I have to be an independent contractor, a freelancer, my own business, so we can keep our own money. And unfortunately, this might piss off the evil dictators of the land. Even though it shouldn't, we're just minding our own business. We just don't want to be a part of their evil system anymore. That's our right. It's our religious right to separate and live freely and independently. That's our religious heritage. That's how America was formed. There's a lot of people who argue about that, and the people have said I'm crazy, and they've compared me to the Waco. It's completely different. That guy was like a pedophile. That's why they invaded that property. Okay, I'm not doing anything evil. Get out of there. Okay, we're not doing anything bad. We're just trying to live freely and independently. We just don't want to be robbed. We just want to keep what's ours. So we're going to prepare to, and we'll defend that with our lives to the death. I have no problem. I would love to go out in a blaze of glory. I don't care, but guess what? That's not going to be our end. The future is ours. God has shown me that he has my back, and he will protect us, and he has, and he is. He's good. He's the only reason I'm alive today, and we're living blessed and abundantly. My faith has been cemented. It's been turned into concrete. It's no longer faith. It's actual science. I've proven God. He's came through beyond my expectations in an amazing way. I praise God right now. I'm living blessed. I've pursued God my entire life. I've tried to honor God. I've fallen a lot. I've been far from perfect, but I keep getting up and I keep trying. I keep asking for forgiveness. I keep turning to God, and I'm trusting in him to work out my flaws and my weaknesses. And that's what it's all about, folks. But anyways, well, I forgot what we're talking about already. The United States, it's an evil dictatorship, folks. It's an evil dictatorship. To be an American citizen is to literally be complicit in evil. When you're voluntarily being an American citizen, sending your money to DC, continuing to be part of a system where taxes are withheld, or you're continuing to voluntarily send money to money to them crooks in DC, you're financing evil wars, and you're financing baby murder, abortion. It's funny how people want to be all about pro-choice, pro-life, okay, or pro-choice. What about all the choices that led to that moment? Why do we ignore all those choices? But that's a whole nother, I don't even know what, the point is, like, if you're a Christian, like, you should not be supporting that. You have no business being a part of that system. It is voluntary. This is not Rome, folks. We are not slaves to the system. This is America. It is our religious heritage to live freely and independently, free from taxation without representation, free to pursue life, liberty, happiness, and private property, folks. That's what it's all about. That's our heritage. I don't care what anyone says. There's a lot of liars and deceivers out there trying to deceive and lie and tell you have no rights. My rights come from God. As we were given dominion over this earth. No one has authority over us. Now, in Rome, those Christians were technically born as slaves to that system. Rome was an empire. Now, America has a religious heritage, or heritage of freedom, religious freedom. Our religious freedom was paid for in blood. Private property is part of that. The right to live in peace and independently, secure in our private property, that's part of our heritage. The freedom to not be robbed through all these taxes. And then, and to be an American citizen, if you want to get a vehicle, if you want to build a vehicle and drive it around, you have to pay half a dozen taxes just to exercise your God-given right to travel freely in your property on public roads. They've taxed your right to travel. They've taxed your right to work. They've taxed your right to own property. And the country is ran by evil people or idiots, complete idiots. One of the two folks, they're either pure evil and they know exactly what they're doing, or they're complete idiots and have no business running the country. They're literally destroying everything. You look at every facet of American society. It's broke. It's corrupt. It's deficient. Healthcare is a freaking joke. Most Americans are seriously overweight and unhealthy. All sorts of health problems, folks. clueless about actual healthcare, how to be healthy. You look at the education system, it's a joke. It's an indoctrination camp. It's so watered down. I couldn't go. I couldn't handle it. It was so painful. I was literally, if you're smart, it's a waste of your time. It's so broke. The future education should be individualized, not this mass commercialized 20 people in a classroom where there's no time to ask questions. And the fast people, the intelligent, smart people, you're being held back. And then the people in the middle, I mean, everyone's being held back because it's all tailored down. No kid left behind. That means everything's tailored down to the slowest kid, folks. Why do you think illiteracy is going up? And then college, it's a seriously deficient system. You're not learning basic healthcare. You're not learning basic nutrition. You're not learning how to any of the basic fundamentals in life. You're not learning real history. You're not learning real science. It's a joke. If you have a public education, you don't have a real education. You're actually dumber. And we can't even have a real conversation about anything intellectual because I first have to educate you. I first have to deconstruct a lot of false notions and ideas and beliefs that you have derived because of that indoctrination camp and that horrible, deficient, corrupt education system. You look at the court system, that's a joke. You know how many times I've been falsely arrested while minding my own business on private property? I was burning trash once. Fire marshal showed up, and this happened before. They just showed up, put it out. This time I told them they're trespassing. He files a false report, said I threatened him. Next thing I know, I'm being arrested. Charged with obstruction of official business on private property while minding my business. And then resisting arrest, and then aggravated menacing. I was charged with 3 accounts while minding my own business on private property. It's a joke. Cops are thugs. They're armed thugs. And they're corrupt. They're criminals. I was walking to the corner store. I got kidnapped once because I looked suspicious. Just walking to the corner store. Got harassed, kidnapped, held hostage. It all got dropped, but it didn't change the harassment. The fact I was kidnapped and held hostage. Another time, I had just walked into a barn, cracked open a beer, just got back from Iraq, was catching up with a few buddies. The cop stopped by on a false complaint of a noise complaint, and I know they were lying because we had just walked in there. There was no music, no TV. We had just walked in there. There's only a couple of us. They were stopping by to check on things. I got to do that should be a whole separate video. I mean, this is all about the U.S., how it's a criminal, evil system, folks. My wife has been falsely arrested several dozen times because her ex is Metallica's head rigger. Multi-millionaire, making bank, no expenses, just living a cush one of the best jobs out there. I ain't gonna lie. But he's been doing it his whole life. That tells you right there he ain't too bright. Making all that money and you're doing that your whole life. I mean, sure, I get it. The lifestyle's addicting. You're living the rocket life, rock star life. But I mean, that's how he lost his woman. He was cheating on her. Gem of a woman, $1 billion woman. Well, she's my soulmate, though. Everything happens for a reason. But he co-opted police, literally set her up. Literally co-opted police to entrap her. Had her falsely arrested nearly several dozen times. A single mom at the time. Just trying to get by and see her son. She wasn't even really trying hard. I mean, just trying to see her son on the days that it had been arranged. He would have trapped her, set her up, get her arrested. Because it turned out, and this was happening over 2 years before I met her. And then since I met her, we've been married 6 months now. They had like a final court date where I came to realize why he had been doing all that. It was to demonize her, to screw her, to take this kid full custody and stop child support. I mean, even though the guy has tons of money, plenty of money, it's all about screwing her. Like he hates her because she caught him cheating, and he knows he lost a good woman, so he's bitter. And he's been stalking her and harassing her for years, and was breaking her down. And I had to come in and shut him down. I blocked all contact. I put him in his place. I told him if I ever see him, I'll assume he has a death wish. He's an evil motherfucker, and that's how you deal with them people. I ain't scared of him. I ain't scared of no badge either. If they come out, if they step out of their jurisdiction and trespass on this private property, I'm gonna assume they're evil men, and I'm gonna deal with them as enemies. We're out in the country though, and we're an hour and a half away now from that. So hopefully nothing comes of that. I mean, but you know, hopefully he moves on. He got his way. He got out of child support. But anyways, yeah. You know, my wife. That's just one out of many countless examples, folks. If that's happened to us, like she's a good person, heart of gold. I love her. I'm 38 now. I finally met my soulmate. I mean, and she's a great woman. She's like a perfect woman. She's a gem. And she was harassed for years and falsely arrested several dozen times because a man had money and influence and prestige and was manipulating the system to his advantage. I mean, the system is evil, folk. It's broke at every angle. Healthcare, education, the legal system. Everywhere you look, folk. Veterans. Even the veterans are screwed and left on their own, folks. That's why they're committing suicide every day. This country is broke. It's failing. Their dollar is about to collapse. It's only being hung up by a thread, folks. All that has to happen is one man stop lending us money. One man. All that has to happen is for our dollar to go for us to go bankrupt. Total chaos and collapse is for one man to stop lending us money. That's all it takes, folks. Y'all realize we are borrowing money to print money to operate. The United States. It's not my country anymore, folks. We've separated. America is collapsing and under judgment. Modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. The West is literally under judgment. Historic drought, historic wildfires, with talks of the big one, and it absolutely is coming. Said it before. So yeah, and you look at the average American, they're seriously. I mean, they're not. I'm sorry, but they're not too bright. They're barely brighter than a rock, folks. And you want to be a part of that democratic system where stupid, unhealthy people who have no business even procreating have taken over and have control over your future. That's the democratic system, folks. It's horrible. It's wrong at every level. You know, I could go on, folks. I think, but that sums it up pretty good. And you know, we're losing all of our rights and freedoms. Like, it's evil, and I refuse to have anything to do with it any longer. We're separating. We are completely separating, absolving our citizenship, and preparing to defend it. But we got castle property. I'm not worried. And I could have dozens of veterans on my location like that. I'm a little bit worried that I might be the guy to accidentally start a revolution. I'm just trying to live in peace and freedom, folks. But you look at what happened with that rancher, Bundy, in Nevada. He was just trying to live in peace and freedom. The government came in, they accused him of not paying. This is just another example of the criminal activity going on by our government. Like, they came in. Y'all know, heard what happened? Like, people don't even know. I watched it happen live, just so y'all know. And I've talked to people actually involved. I'm very, very familiar with what went on. A lot of people don't even know, because I saw people arguing about it on Facebook the other day. I'm actually banned for 30 days now for calling a guy a dipshit because he was basically making fun of me, questioning me. I was talking someone. There was a meme about that event, and I'd said something, and someone was like, "You don't even know. Did you look it up, or are you just defending a meme? You don't even know what happened." I'm like, dude, I watched it happen on live. It was an 18-year-old kid. I was like, I watched it happen live, dipshit. I got banned for 30 days. But yeah, a rancher the government came in and said he owed them 20 years of grazing fees, folks. What the hell? That's absolutely insane. He refused to pay. They tried to seize his cattle. And he had people there with guns drawn when they showed up. There was a standoff, an intense moment of standoff where people thought there was going to be a revolution started. But the feds backed down. We have to be prepared to defend our rights. Unfortunately, that's the reality today. It's an evil system. It's broke, folks. To be an American, it's embarrassing now. It's embarrassing. I am embarrassed for all you folks calling yourselves Americans. But they don't even care. That's why they're seriously obese and unhealthy. All sorts of problems. Well, yeah. So that's why we're separating, folks. All right? Y'all get it now? That's what any sensible, intelligent, decent person should be doing. To do otherwise is to literally be complicit in evil, supporting an evil system, a failing system. This is no longer... If you're an intelligent person, this is no longer your country. It's been taken over by idiots, ruled by fear, pushing an untested vaccine for profit on a virus that has a 99 plus success rate, folks. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. That's why the smart people are getting out of the city, getting to the country, getting independent, and separating. Yeah, I don't really see too many people doing it. Hey, whatever. We are. We're gonna do the prudent thing. That's the prudent thing. A prudent man foresees evil and prepares. I see what the evil going on, and we're preparing. And y'all need to be too. A part of the problem is a lot of people really have no clue what's going on, and I get it. The information highways are totally controlled and flooded with indoctrination. That's why I am doing videos and getting into broadcasting, I guess, journalism, what type of journalism, broadcasting, little show, whatever. I look forward to one day being able to produce actual good content, nice. I got to get a nice computer, camera. We have a studio that we're working on, shaping process. Got to get a green screen. So, yeah, I want to do actual production, editing, add stuff, music, so it's coming. All right, it's too long. Peace.